So we got somebody that trades the 2-period RSI. They sent me an email saying, so the question was, should you short the larger time frame on the weekly, which looked like a good reversal. It's not really divergence, but it's a reversal. Because the other reversal worked out so well, and this is using Andrew Cardwell's RSI, his pattern that he showed me. So people love that simple approach here. 2-period RSI, let me get my drawing tools out. So just going to do the classic trend line analysis on closing prices. We have a trend here, so to speak, trend line. We're banging on a close. We're perfectly coming back to this trend line. I don't know why people can't accept this fact that this is tradable after you have this first, the third hit. You can see the fourth hit. You see it's bouncing off of that for whatever reason. Seems like a good entry. The problem is the wicks, right? You have a 50 pip wick on there, so you're like, oh shit, I sold there, but then they stopped me out. I sold here. This is why people are getting killed. This is why people say RSI doesn't work, because of this one situation here. Well, I did what you said. I sold here. I'm getting a more overbought. Here, let me stretch this out. Also, if you're going to do this, you really, the momentum, what you're looking for here is this. Closing prices matter to RSI. It's the simplest indicator on the planet. I don't see why people don't get it. Here's your signal. When we are more overbought at a lower price than we were here, this is the signal, this is the setup. Right? You also have a bottom becoming a top. This rush into the floor is too quick, which gives you a momentum increase, saying, be on alert. Mark this area in the chart. If we come above this area on a downtrend, be on the lookout for a reversal. Right? It is a reversal. If it closes above there, it did not close here. That is the weekly chart. Had you put a sell at the market here, market orders run on the RSI. I'm never running a stop entry or a limit on RSI. These are market orders. It is up. You are selling. Overbought in a downtrend. How do you know it's a downtrend? Because you had a trend line here. Oh, but it broke my trend line. Oh my God, go back to your safe space. You need more than one. Besides, this is the support, right? Becomes resistance on closing weekly prices. Yes, this is a setup that you could have traded the wick only on this. In the previous video, you could have had sell limits running in front of the market and scooped up a reversal here. You didn't even have to get on here with the market orders, which are designed for RSI. These are called negative reversals. When we are more overbought at a lower price, get the fuck in. Besides, you've got a bottom becoming a top again. Yes, it just keeps banging out that trend line. And the counter trend traders are trading RSI for divergences. Where is their signal? Here's a divergence, 2-period, 0, 1, 2. Divergence, reaction. No divergence there. There's not even a buy signal here on the 2-period RSI. That's how bad. You have to go to the daily chart to see another signal on here. All I see is this sell, and you got to know, after two reversals, two amazing things, once you get below here, you're in Buyerville. This is the Eurodollar weekly. So the guy says, shorting that, I think he means 2-period reversal, but you can call it divergence. To me, divergence is you're diverging here. Here's a divergence. Right? That is a 0, 1, 2 period divergence. You sell there, but then people, I sold here, but then they stopped me out. I put my stop. Yeah, you know what? You probably got to get a little more room. If you want to make this many pips, you got to put a 150 pip stop on that trade. Your target, your first target needs to be below here because it was everybody else's who didn't buy here. A lot of people bought here to cash out here, right? They bought that wick. They knew this range. Why did this retrace so hard? Because of this. This is a huge, no prices left behind. It's not like we can't back off a few pips, but this is the next target. I would be selling very hard up here, very, very hard up here, and harder out as it goes up. In 1 week. Also, how many days did it take to get this much pent up? There is supply and demand. It's so cute. Some guy in the Discord went to the supply and demand thing, and he laid down the law and said, "You mystic idiots." And he just said, dude, there's supply and demand in Forex. Oh, absolutely. Because if the big banks, you can't have two things exist. You can't, if you believe that there's big money in here, there's the crowd, there's the banks, there's everybody, that when you just keep going down, and people are trading this in the downtrend, and let's not forget the weekly signals, RSI signal traders are cleaning up in this downtrend, and that's why people want to trend trade. They're going, look at this setup here. Wait for the signal. I mark off this top. If RSI makes it above this top, I sell. The price is lower. Where is my target? If this is your setup, your target needs to be, what is the lowest close between these two lines here? You extend the same projection. That's your target. Same thing here. Here, connect this to this. This is the measured move. This is the hard down. Buyers come in. Now, people that buy hard down weeklies. Hard down on the week, buy. Make a few pips. Not so down on the weekly, be aware of the abyss. We're coming into it. Buy down hard, buy. Don't buy, cash out. Or, like I said in the previous video, put on your hedged plans. You're making money, you got a trade signal here. There's a signal every day, but may not have a plan for the signals that are coming in. Every day there's a signal. You may not have a trade plan for the signal. So down, you're buying. You also have your limits in this pocket. They made a lot of money here. You bought new lows. Look at the crush coming back to this floor, the wick floor. It's different than the closing floor. The closing floor is the white line. Now you even have this reversal. You could say this, and this is it's happening right now. If I go to the monthly, we might even have a signal, but we are more overbought, technically speaking, more overbought here than we were here. But boy, look at that thing roaring into that. So this reversal is also too long-legged. The best signals are 0, 1, 2. 2 to 5 period reversals. A 2 and 3 period reversal, you bet more money on those trades. This one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's under 5 period reversal. That's a long-legged one, but we're anticipating this breakout. We know that this is going to be all fresh territory, and if we get below here, it's going to be crazy, but the buyers are coming in to take it back from the trend traders. Right, the limit guys are going to take it back. The trend traders are in. If they do not get out in this astounding 1 week climax, for them to wait for this exit, they have to endure this pullback to where they're almost, but they're better off than the guy that's getting in a sell stop here in confirmation. This confirmation stuff is just, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to pull the trigger at the market on an RSI indicator at the end of the day. I should do the daily 2-period RSI on 28 pairs. I bet I would make a mint, because all I would do is fucking get in. I'd pull the trigger. I could even do it in the United States. It buys, at the market, it buys 1, 2, 3, 4 up to a 20K with everyone has a different stop and everyone has a different take profit. I could construct that script. It would probably take me about an hour to write it. I put a buy and a sell version in, and I'm just going to wait for signals on RSI 2 period. And I bet I would make more money. No nonsense, just doesn't have a trade plan. He doesn't have trade plans for anything he's even thinking about. He's like, oh, I'm going to risk 2% of my account. He's from a prop trader. What does that say? Like, oh, I'm a Walmart greeter. I don't own the store. I'm just the greeter. He's a Walmart greeter. When it comes to trading, oh my God, people love him. Because it's just like he's not overloading people's brains, I guess. He's just like, Do you want to be like that? I mean, it's like a big long infomercial. What the fuck's going on there? I'm still befuddled, even though I think I get it. I kind of want to believe that people can't be like that. Part of me wants to believe. So this guy says that he had a problem with this trade. Can you explain why the Euro USD is so explosive to the upside? And I attribute this to the vacuum, the pent up demand. So as this drifts down, if you just mark this off, and what I'm going to do is put on the, I'm going to change my line chart to what the pressure is for the, I'd say the bull pressure is, Alexander Elder describes everything in a metaphor. He talks about, they're holding the bulls' heads underwater, but I'm going to show you where the resistance is, and all I'm going to do is go in and take my indicator and switch it from close to highs, and it'll just, you would see the vacuum very clearly and pop into your easy to see it. I just call it moving average. Well, I'm just taking the moving average. Linear weight, it doesn't matter. I just closing price, you put it in simple. But just let's plot this on the highs so we can see the vapor. We can see the pent-up demand left behind the so-called lower highs, as people like to say. So here, I'm going to get rid of my squigglies, and then we'll just take a look at this thing. So look how brutal, and I could draw a trend line on that, and it would be different than the trend line on close that I just drew. So the reason why you trade at the market on close is because you're getting in based on the closing prices. Because if you were to say, well, I'm waiting for a trend line break, you see how I'm getting in deeper, I'm getting in earlier, because if I drew a trend line out here, so if I move, let me just do a copy, hold on the control key, hold, and click on this object, drag it over here. So we have an envelope, a selling envelope. If you are going to sell into this, you're going to sell one at the market, you're going to sell one on limits, you're looking to sell. You really kind of see in your vision, your mind's eye, is that we're a downtrend. Besides, you got this amazing signal. You also can't see this, and this is another thing, I don't know if it's worth doing. I try to do it. If you're going to make this RSI, you will get a signal here. This is where it gets a little deep dive on RSI. You make this RSI on highs, and then you have the highs. So you can see the momentum highs, but what's really causing this, wait a second, how's it this? No. Anyways, I'm stuck with these objects apparently. Here, let me look at the object list. I hate the object list. It's just so disturbing. I don't even see what I just drew on there. I want to delete these. Boy, that hurt. That was manual labor. Oh, it's not even deleting them here. I'll just do it like this. I thought I got rid of those. Manual labor, ouch. So here you can see this pent up pressure, and if I go to that's the weekly chart, but look at this. This is the kind of, for my world, that's a fractal, that's a high, that's a swing high. So we have these three highs, and this is a pretty good retracement here. The same thing could have been said about like when we invaded this area, and people would be like, wow, that's quite a retracement. Yeah, and once it gets into this and it doesn't quite fill that, here you have the trend traders also have the sell stops, money management, buy stops on their short positions, and they're riding this down and they're making good money. The problem is this last slope is pretty harsh, and so it's the same story like here. See the pent up pressure, down, 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 and then we fill to here. That's quite astounding, right? And then it's kind of drift fill. These are non-directional candles, by the way, so I can't tell what happened here. I just know the range. It's another kind of, in other words, this chart's designed for trade plans that only involve small bodies. I would say it's a non-directional kind of template. You'd be trading. Here's amazing. I don't know if this is, look at this abandoned baby. There could be something wrong with the data there, but so we sweep out this. Also, we're taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. In 1 week, we take out 5 weeks of data. So that's quite a sweep, and I would definitely be selling here for the painfully obvious. We're going to see some kind of where we're running out of steam here. We still have a possible gap open into this coming in. Boom, right to the round handle. Or we're just going to bet. Euro's pretty tame. A lot of people trading it, so you don't typically get a gap. I can't see it, but I'm thinking this opened here. I don't see any real, not directional chart. So I'm just focused on RSI really on this one. But yeah, this is going to be, so I'm going to put in another moving average and show you the lows. I'm just going to bracket it to be fair to the bears and the bear pressure, the supply and demand on the bear side. Okay, so we're going to put it in a trend of only the lows. And just to be fair, and we'll use RSI as our closing prices. We'll just assume that we see this, right? Like get ready to sell. We close up here, but now you see this is critical zone here. We fall into that hole. We fall into this hole, and we take out this low. Big buyers. But I would say if you watch the 4-hour chart, when we got to here, wow. So I sold into this. Plus I can see that right now it's kind of a nice sell, but you got to start selling wide. This is a huge week up. I would sell with wider stops. So you have to have adaptive trading plans. Also, you got to be careful when you see this hole forming and you're selling for a possible scalp. You're standing in front of a freight train. This double bottom here, you've got to know that if we breach this, there's going to be hell to pay. Sure, you could have got in here in limits and made this, but when they come after this, wow. You got to be prepared to buy this, because eventually that became a winner, and if you were prepared to buy this again, you wish you would have bought more here. And typically, the way I look at it is, the deeper it goes, the more unfair the value is. So you have discrepancies, and of course there's supply and demand. There's also execution issues. When these people unravel their position, whoever they are, I think it's just a mob. I don't think the banks have any special. That's just a victimhood argument. When you go down here, plus, if this is the floor, anything below that price to me is a good price. Look at this bottom here. Wow. Here's the vacuum. The hole underneath the floor. Wow. And can you imagine all the trend traders that are just befuddled by what? Whoa, that was, yeah, no shit, because that ride's over. Now we're on to a new ride. It's climaxed into the end of the week. I mean, this is part of the Brexit hysteria, it looks like I see going on. But there's no vote, so. What big, huge order imbalance. On the daily chart, let me go back to good old-fashioned RSI here. I'm just going to throw the template back in. I don't think I saved the template for this, so probably easier just go the manual labor route, get rid of this, and go back to closing prices on this one. Okay. God, look at this. Previous indicators, data, median price. No, just I want precision at the end of the day, at the end of the week. So end of the day trading. Let's look for signals in RSI. How could we have seen this? Where was there a chance to even board the train in RSI? 2 period, not really a place to do it. So you're really stuck with, you've got to search time frames for your entry. So if you have a 4-hour 2 period RSI, there was a chance to get on the long train here. So I don't know what time frame this guy is able to trade, but If you looked at your 2-period RSI every 4 hours, can you see the secret entrance? 0, 1, 2. That is a 2-period reversal. It's also a reversal from here, from this low. 2-period is so sensitive that this corresponds to that pullback. You're getting on the train here. You're expecting psychosis into the abyss. If you can look left far enough, let's zoom out. Not too much, but we know that there's a hole. We know that when we clear these trees, we're blowing out those trees. This slot is so in need of being filled. You knew that that was possible once we cleared this slot, and this was the only chance to board the train was on a pullback. So RSI is not giving you a signal. Your hedge system's winning here. That's pretty vicious, isn't it? Here's a nice, this 2-period is insane. Look at this divergence here. Not much of a reaction. See this steep reversal? And then kind of divergence here, actually, kind of a little bit. But how about if you just treated this as a sell zone, buy zone? Here's a nice reversal, kind of long-legged. This is a huge rally, not even back to the floor, then down again. But yeah, we're coming up. It's going to be tough to maintain that rate of change. I'm a huge seller up here all next week. It's seller's world, I think, on selling limits now. I'm going to lay track, heavy track up here to sell. We're just going to hand place those all week long. But I'm going to go down to I'll be on the hourly chart hitting the keys, you know, like just sell me a burst up, pick up about 20K, come back, cash out, whatever. The 4-hour train was the only time to get on this thing. So if you want to avoid that, here's a reversal. More oversold. Higher price, get in. Deep oversold, buy. Also, you got the structure issues here. Breakout, pullback, come up, trap, pullback, sideways. This is when people were just like, what the fuck's going on? Ruh-roh. And, wow. Triple entries here, 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3. Not to mention the 2-period reversal. The astounding classic entry by RSI, the 2-period, powerful, insane. Bam. Get in. You could even put a goober buy stop on that. Nice move and another signal. But 2 of those, we're getting a little long in the tooth. So we see 2 of those, we're like, you know what? We could get choppy. Here's a reversal. There's kind of a sell reversal, just slightly. And we get crushed into here. But we had to know this is going to be a buying, stop, hunt, buy, limit, market makers entries. It's hardly a chance now on the hourly chart. We can see many opportunities, and I'm going to squish this down because it's a little too harsh to the price. So we don't, with the 2-period, you can run it like this. It doesn't take up much chart space either. That's the beauty of 2-period RSI. So here you're looking for reversals. They're going to be longer legged, but they're just as good. This one, more oversold, kind of slightly higher price. Here, that's a deep dive here, and really nothing there. So kind of tough, I would say, if you did the daily RSIs and went looking for trades, and it's kind of a confirming indicator, but I already kind of know that I'm just going to buy every pullback. I decided not to ever use RSI, even though I kind of know in my mind's eye what it's probably doing. But I don't want to get all into the complexities of it, so I usually just go with this chart system. Okay, this is just a clean thing. big 100 pip handles. I'm just going to assume that this is resistance, this is support, this is going sideways, and maybe there's a reversal in there. And here I just see a pullback. I'm just going to buy pullbacks. Plus, I don't want to look at RSI. It's gonna distract me from this beautiful limit entry on buys here. We didn't get filled. If we put our limits in here, we just didn't get filled. That's why on the 1 hour chart, if I was trying to accumulate a long position, I only buy pullbacks. Every hour, if it's down, I buy. I just come in with a buy order, or I buy a 10K with one button, and it's just galls. It's just endless, right? You can trade at the market, you can trade on limits, you can trade on stops. You could bracket this with stops that last all day, sell stops that last all day, walk away. You could put on goober hedges, non-directional trades here. Yeah, going sideways. Okay, you know what? Something's got to give. We're either going to this hole or we're coming through this hole. We're either going to backfill or we're going to overfill. We're going to go up into the clouds. Look at all these entries here where they're just trapping everybody. This is a day. From here to here is a day. They trap these guys, they rip it back. They trap these guys, rip it back. Here's Asia. There's Asia. Asia's quiet. Asia's a place to get a decision of a trade. Now here, you'd say I was doing so good long, but watch out. The guy in the video today was doing these entries like this. Yeah, but what if you hold that and then go after the low of the day? Here's your exit. You buy more here. You're always willing to buy more deeper. Maybe they don't fill the tickets down here, but if you're just hitting a button, what do you care? Right, it's a labor-saving device, anyways. So he says there's sell windows on the 1 week in just a few days. Yeah, so in the weekly chart, it killed these sell windows. But that's where your limit should be getting in 10 pips apart with a 100 pip stop. Maybe you're selling 48K into that. Maybe you're selling 200K into that. But you can see that you should have sold into that. For the retracement strategy, that's the obvious trade there. And this is the cash out window for the sellers. For the people that are long, they probably did cash out. So the window above this wick is where I would sell more here, and then at this point I'm selling a tremendous amount above there, and above here I'm selling everything in the world in that slot. We're coming up on that. How do you think we're going to come into that? And don't forget, on the hourly chart, if we get or on the 5-minute chart, so if you went to the 5-minute chart, you can see where you kind of have to take your scalps off. So here, I sold it to this on Friday, and I had a scalp out. This is the top that becomes a double bottom. I'm going to assume RSI is oversold here and here. I'm just going to assume. I'm not going to look at RSI for that. We make new highs. We pull back. We backfill on the. Let me scrunch out a little bit here. So on the 5-minute chart, let's go to the 15. There's too much data. So on the 15-minute chart, I'm like, okay, you know what? We haven't gone up here yet. How are we going to get up there? Well, what if I just buy every 15 minutes it's down? Okay, buy. And I hope I got out of something here on this move. Then I'm going to buy with limits here. Buy at the market, more limits in front. Buy at the market, more limits in front. Don't buy here. If I've got into too many long positions, buy at the market, buy at the market, buy at the market, buy at the market. More limits may be filled, or I'm refreshing my limits. Then just hold through this and go, holy shit, now this is a microcosm of what just happened on the weekly, but all of this pressure here, boosh. Not to mention, there are new sellers here, and I was one of them. I sold above this. That was the pullback. It comes almost back to the breakout of this kind of area here. It overshoots the breakout back into this top, But on the closing prices, notice it's dead on, right? This high on the 15 closing prices comes back to that. Then it comes back to this on the 15 almost, but not. So if you're very bullish, you're buying all these. And one last gust of wind into the close as it's still cutting into fresh territory at the close of the day. Look at the closing spread on this CoinEx. It's fucking under a tenth of a pip. So I can't even believe they closed out the spread that tight. I don't know what that says about the open on this broker, but this was here last top. Become a bottom. The air is getting very thin up here, but I'm selling up into that this week. That's obvious, and I sold into the end of the week too. So we'll see what happens with that. It's an astounding move. I mean, the British pound is doing the same wacky move, though. See, the British pound is in the same ferocious smash up, but way more pips. Just tons. You need so much more money to trade the British pound as it keeps going north, and of course, the guys that were trying to short into this are getting killed too. Why are they getting killed? Because if you go to the daily chart, you're like, holy shit. And when we got above here, don't forget, this area, people sold into that and got clobbered. But this is the British pound, for God's sakes. Who's not selling above this, though? And are you going to take the, you have to trend trade and limit trade. You couldn't just sell into this stuff. You know, you can't say stuff like, well, I started selling above here, that worked out, and then I sold all the way to here, and when it got to here, I sold the ranch, and look how much money I made. Yeah, but when you sold above this heavily, not working out for you. But that is the daily chart, and why you need to be on the 4-hour chart also if you're on the daily. Why would you not deny yourself the money of, let's see if I done that. From here to here is a week now on my thing, so this is going to take quite a bit of condensing. So to keep this in perspective here, so this is just to show you that there are winning trades in here, that you can see the retracement on the 4-hour chart. If you sold above this insane high, and you could afford to sell for these many pips, that market came all the way back and cashed you out. You cannot see that on the daily chart. On the daily chart, it looks like we closed up, and the next day we closed up, and the next day we closed up. There's no place to board the train. There's no place to get aboard that thing. If you sold above here, you got annihilated. But see, breakout, you can see this little doji here, breakout, pullback. In the microcosm of that, you got to think about, uh-oh. And I'm sure there were sellers here, they got creamed. If they're selling that style. So you have to go to the 1-hour chart. I'm sorry, you cannot dictate. If you stand on the side of the road with your 2-hour, with your daily charts and your algo that you wrote for daily charts, you're never going to be able to ride this train on the 4-hour. You need to be on the what time frame? When you fall through this floor, and holy shit, look at this floor, we come popping above, trap here. They're just punishing anybody that's trading the British pound. Show me the algo that's making money on this chart. This is 4-hour chart, you know. The daily chart. Let's look at daily chart. It's impossible. It's not possible to build a trend system for this British pound, for any currency. Why bother? Look at that thing rip. Look at that puppy. And look at when we take out this low. Holy shit. Then you gotta go, you know what? There's your reversal sell. More overbought, lower price. More overbought, lower price. You're banging on this channel. Then it will break. I used to buy its support here, or I used to counter trend trade its support here till the day it blew out the channel, and I go, that's not going to work. That's when I quit using those utopian lines. I go, that's not going to work either. That's not, because I mean, I'm talking about lots of real money. So I'm buying this counter trend. This channel's holding up pretty good. I buy here. just like all the sellers are selling there. Holy shit, that didn't work. And then when it came down in here, I was like, well, wait a minute, there's a channel here that's going at this rate of change. Which one do I ride? Do I ride this move? Is that my trade, or am I selling here and getting out here? And then you have to ask yourself, well, that's the daily chart. Am I going to wait, and this is 1 month from here to here, am I going to wait 2 months to get filled on limits here so I can just do that nice trade? Am I going to wait till we take out this low and buy into here, and I've got it scalp out, then I got to buy a new low, scalp out? Or am I going to wait for a small dojis, and I'm going to put on hedges when the market's quiet? I'm going to put a hedge when the market's quiet. I'm looking for congestion. I'm going to put on hedges, whichever way the wind blows. Right, so it's a lot of work to, I mean, having one strategy is going to filter your rewards, because now not only do you have to pick the backyard that the aliens are going to land in, but you got to pick what they're going to be wearing when they get out of the spaceship. You're asking too much. So that's the story. I'm sticking to it.